like the first time I ever smoked weed. So like I was trying to fit into that group in high school. And this was definitely a big change in like how I looked at like trying to belong to like certain groups. What happened? I swear to God, I was seeing double of everything, had the craziest anxiety attack, took a shower with my pants on and my watch, ate a half frozen pot pie and passed the fuck out. Bro, it was bad. I took a shower with my pants and watch on.
So everybody needs a sense of belonging somehow, a sense of belonging to something or some group of something, whether that's a whole bunch of things that they need or that's like one or two things that they need to feel that sense of belonging. So the first question I have for you is, what are some things that you personally need to feel like you have a sense of belonging? So that could be like religion, or it could be like sports teams, it could be shared beliefs with people, careers that are similar, culture.
One thing, I guess, like coming out here, that's kind of like surprising is I don't know, because I did coach basketball, but I've been out of like the basketball loop of actually hooping for like a really long time. But there's so many leagues in LA that like people would just invite me. If I showed up, I wouldn't hoop. But like coming out here, you know what I mean? I wanted to play ball. So like I was tried fucking I don't know, 4 or 5 different places. You know what I mean? I went to like a gym just to like join because I found out there was a men's league. And they're like, oh, it's the last game. We have 12 people and blah, blah. The next one doesn't start till March or something. But like they don't hoop out here. And I don't really think I could like be someplace where like people don't actually play basketball. It's kind of weird. I'm like, where the fuck do people play? I asked like I don't know, I asked a couple of black people and they're like, yeah, we don't play ball. I'm like, okay, never mind. I'm not doing that no more.
You're not gonna approach every black person and ask them if they play basketball?
Yeah, I gave up.
That's funny.
But yeah, what about you?
Usually, you know me, it's usually music. It could be some connection of a social construct, a belief that we share that belief. But in general, it's music. I'm a huge music snob, as you know.
Yes, I know.
Don't want to hear new music. Don't want to hear. I do hear stuff every once in a while that's dope, but that's usually the connection. I feel like you can tell a lot about someone about them, like the type of music.
The type of music that's facts.
So people say it's just music, nothing's just music, sort of shit.
So do you feel like where you are right now, the area that you are, the place that you are, like you feel like you belong? Would you say?
So let me backtrack a second. So when I first said I wanted to move to Seattle, so I have an issue with the sun, needed to get out of Northern California, 118-degree summers, fuck that, not doing that. So I know I wanted to go somewhere. I visited the Seattle area like in 2006, something like that. It came up. I really liked the area, right? The biggest push for me though was hip hop. So Seattle at the time, Blue Scholars underground group that was popping off, doing really good. Macklemore way before Thrift Shop and all that shit, like his underground shit. Like I knew about him for a very long time before. So knowing that the Seattle hip hop underground scene wasn't all mainstream nonsense, like that was a huge influence for me to want to live in this area. Oh. Fast forward though, now that I live here, the hip hop scene doesn't seem as thriving as it used to. Yeah. So on that tip, no, not really. But I mean, where would I? You know what I mean? Like we can't go to like late '80s New York for me to find a place to belong. You know, like it's not gonna happen.
I feel it.
So now with everything being music, it really doesn't matter to me where I live. So as long as I got my wife, I got my son, anywhere in the world, it really doesn't matter to me.
For sure. But like you could say like your wife you found the place where you belong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but like geographically, I don't feel like it matters much to me.
I feel it.
You know? Do you feel a connection like to a place? Do you feel a connection to a place?
I feel like I'm still searching. Like LA definitely was not my fucking place, like at all. Like I don't know. I met some cool people there. Like I'm not gonna say I didn't meet cool people, but it just wasn't my flow or wasn't like my vibe. And I feel like I'm definitely still searching for that. Like right now, like I know we have like I guess conflicting views and like you know what I mean, like befriending people or You know what I'm saying? Like out there, like, you know what I mean, searching for a friend group. So besides like you and like B and it would like you guys are like far away, you know what I'm saying? You're further away. So like when I go back to Cali, I'll be closer to Brandon, so I'll see him. But outside of that, I think it would be cool to have like I don't know, like more friends, you know what I mean? Like more like-minded people that think the same way. And I didn't really find that in LA, like really at all. You know what I mean? 10 plus years and yeah, I don't know. So I feel like I'm still on that journey to kind of find the place where I actually belong. And yeah, it's definitely been a journey because shit, we definitely didn't belong in Orville, you know what I'm saying? So then like coming outside of that and then when I went to Utah, I don't think any black person belongs in Utah, but
No more than Orville.
for sure. But yeah, and then from there, and then I feel like it's like I haven't found my place. You know what I mean? Like I found cool people, but I feel like I haven't found my place. Maybe Sacramento will be that place, or I don't know. Maybe I'll still be searching after Sac. Who knows?
But for you, a sense of belonging, do you feel like it's a multiple people thing? Is it a group of like-minded people, or would you feel that sense of belonging just you and your girl, no matter where you're at, or you guys collectively would want a greater sense of belonging?
No, of course. Like with me and JC, you know what I mean? Like we click really well. Like she's home. Like she feels like home. So like I definitely feel like she's like where I belong. You know what I mean? When it comes to like I don't know her. And it's kind of like the same with like you and Ange. Like it doesn't matter where we are. If I got her, then like I'm gonna be good. But shit, you know me. I'm always like striving for more with everything, whether it's business, whether it's this or life. Like you know what I mean? And it would just be cool to have like other couples like you and Ange, you know what I'm saying? Or like people that think alike to like go actually do shit. Like it was just weird to me in LA that like I couldn't really get friends over too often to have like a game night, whether we're playing like Cards Against Humanity, drinking margaritas, her making like homemade tostadas, which are fucking fire. Like I would try to get people together, like, yo, let's just kick it. Like watch something like, I don't know, a movie night, a game night, like something, you know what I mean? Fucking karaoke. Who cares? You know what I mean? I'd spend like $50 to $100, buy some mics, and if people are gonna come the fuck over and actually like do stuff, you wouldn't, but like I don't know. I feel
I
like
come over, nigga. I'm not buying. I'm not spending $50 on karaoke
I'm
at my
just,
own house.
you get what I'm saying. It's 50.
Okay.
But what I'm trying to say is to like I don't know. Like that also goes with one of the questions that I have, you know what I mean? Like later, but it's kind of like I feel like having those kind of connections is worth investing in. So
Yeah, I mean, there aren't very many couples I would want to hang out with. You know, like y'all two, obviously.
yeah,
But that's a built connection that we already have. So like for me, like if I met you nowadays, like I wouldn't kick it with you. Not because you're not cool, not because we don't connect. Is that it would be hard for me to give that amount of time to find out if we can be that close. For me to be like, well, 99% of people I'm not going to. The odds are it's not going to happen. Might as well not waste my time. You know what I mean?
I feel it.
Like so that's where I'm at. Is like that time and effort is just a lot right now to try
But
to.
are you even open to the fact to like if I don't know, you met someone cool, you know what I'm saying? Like you're another couple or blah blah blah. And are you even open to accepting like new people into your life at this current moment, if that makes any sense? Like if you guys click, it didn't feel like it was forced, nothing was forced, you know what I mean? You guys just got along and it was fun and I don't know, you enjoyed the company, you know what I'm saying? Like is it something you would like accept at this time?
If it felt right, of course, but it's time, man. Like you know how I am. The people who I'm down for, I'm 100% down for. It is priority one. There's nothing I wouldn't do for you. There's nothing I wouldn't sacrifice or give to support you. You know that?
Yeah,
So like, to add in more people, that's a lot more responsibility I'm taking on. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm better than them or like they're like it's nothing like that. It's just like it's 100%. Like dropping a hat. Like you need something, I got you. So you add more people into that, like that's a busy ass life. Like I need time to do other shit.
yeah. When does do you think like belonging, when does it become a problem?
When you're not being you, like when you're forcing it, like that square peg round hole, like when you're forcing it, when you're acting out of character, when you're doing things that go against your either morals or beliefs. Um, for a sense of fake belonging. Like when you don't actually belong. Like it becomes a problem when you don't actually belong, but you're trying to make it look like you do. I think that's when all the problems arise.
I feel it. I feel it. Yeah, when you force it, you know what I mean? Like you kind of, I don't know, whether you give up morals or you're just doing stuff that's just really out of your character. Shit, I have, I guess you could say like the dudes, like remember like Rudger and that whole group. So like, I don't know. I honestly, I think it's kind of a funny story. It was like the first time I ever smoked weed. So like I was trying to fit into that group in high school. And this was definitely a big change in like how I looked at like trying to belong to like certain groups. Is I tried to fit in with that whole group, and like they were always talking about smoking, doing this, doing that. And I was like, yo, I want to do it too. You know what I mean? Like, and they're like, all right, come over, blah, 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 and this. Yeah. We ended up like smoking weed, I think, out of a can. And then like what happened? I swear to God, I was seeing double of everything, had the craziest anxiety attack, took a shower with my pants on and my watch, ate a half frozen pot pie and passed the fuck out. Bro, it was bad. I took a shower with my pants and watch on and like a half frozen pot pie, and I remember them giving me the pot pie, and I took a bite. I'm like, it's still frozen. They're like, yeah, but it's still, you need something in your system. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I looked at the clock, and the clock was showing like double numbers, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I went to sleep, and I woke up a very different person.
How have I not heard that? The I can't even get to the pot pie because I can't get past the pants. That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, I was like, they're like, if you take a shower, like, you know what I mean? Like, sobers you up. So I like get in the shower and I have like my pants on. I'm like, no, take your pants off. But then I kept my underwear on. So like half my pants are wet. My watch was still on. I threw that out once I got inside. I was just tripping. Like, it was bad.
What was it laced with?
I don't know if it was laced with anything. Okay. So I smoked before I drank. Remember, you were always protecting me every time like I would come over to your house and everybody was like trying to peer pressure me. Like, oh, let's get Donovan drunk. I didn't get drunk till I was 18. So like I didn't know what it was like to be taken out of the state of reality. And weed takes you kind of out of this, you know what I mean? The state of like reality. Like it's a different feeling. So like first time I smoked, I freaked the fuck out. I had a crazy anxiety attack. And I think I just smoked too much. Like, I don't know. But yeah.
Was it good weed? Do you remember?
It was out of a can.
I understand that.
Hey, but like we're high schoolers, like we're freshmen in high school. I don't know. Like I know it's Northern California. I'm pretty sure it's pretty decent weed.
No. First, okay, I'm not gonna top it, but I'm gonna tell you the story too. First time I ever smoked weed, I was a freshman too. First time I ever smoked weed was the first time I got drunk. Same fucking time. Same night.
So you got
first time I ever.
And that's pretty crazy.
Huh?
You got crossed for the first time. That's crazy.
Yeah, and it was with a family member. I won't say who. I'll tell you offline. It was with a family member.
Okay.
And we're having some beers. I'm like, I drank before, but I hadn't got drunk.
Yeah.
So we're having some beers, and then they were passing around, and it was just some like dirty mix. Like it wasn't good weed at all. Like it was brown, just trash. And I remember though, like championing that shit. Like I was like
lungs, huh?
Like if I'm holding that shit. Like asthma ain't got shit on me. Like let's do it. So I'm holding it and I'm coughing and they're passing it around and I'm feeling a little bit, but I don't even know what the fuck I'm feeling because I don't know what's the alcohol and what's the weed.
Yeah.
I tell you, I was having an anxiety attack. Like that was like the biggest panic attack. I remember going out on a balcony and like chilling. I laid down on the ground on a fucking balcony, like on a concrete, like just laying there. Like people walking by into their apartments. I'm just laying there with like the cold concrete on my face, like trying to get some sense of reality. I ended up sleeping on the bathroom floor, like after throwing up. So he's like, here, nigga, drink this. I'm like, all right. And he hands it to me because like to get me to drink some water.
Yeah.
And it was just like vodka. And I like gulped like three drinks of that. Got me even more fucked up. There's a picture of me somewhere in a red sweater laying face down on the bathroom floor. Damn. All tore. I was fucked up for days after that.
Damn. Yeah.
I didn't shower with my pants on.
That was bad. But I figured out though, because like, I don't know, now that I'm older, I'm not really pursuing basketball, you know what I mean? I think I was 28, 29. I kind of started like playing with weed again, you know what I mean? Or I tried it again, you know what I mean? So I did figure out that shit was sativa. And sativa will do that shit to you. Like it puts you in your head for sure. So I figured that out later. But still, like, yeah, that was me trying to belong to a group of friends. After that, I said, fuck all those dudes. And to be honest, I stopped kicking with them like right after that. Like that was the straw. Plus, I think they kind of kicked me out too. Like this nigga can't handle this for sure.
You showered with your pants on. Like you the weirdo that did that. Like I might look at you a little different too. Like I'm trying to help you out and you literally jump in the shower with your pants on. Like I don't know how much we can kick it.
First time. Yeah, that shit was crazy.
That is a very funny story.
But yeah.
Okay, so my next question was, have you ever done anything foolish? It kind of obviously yes. You showered with your pants on. Have you ever done anything foolish or outside your character in an attempt to fit in with a group of people? So that
answered it. But I don't know. I feel like everybody has, you know what I mean, at least to a certain degree. And then like you learn from that. Cause in Utah, I can definitely say, well, here's a question. Is it better to just, instead of forcing situations, better just to not belong to anything or to put in effort and belong to something, even if it doesn't put a strain on your morals or it doesn't put a strain on your character? You get what I'm saying?
Like fit in with a group that you don't actually fit in with as opposed to being alone?
Yeah, as opposed to being alone.
I would say it depends on the stage in life. Like I remember being a teenager. I kicked it with this white kid named Johnny, and it was only for a few months. But like he was like what do you call it? Like mudding, right? Like he would take his truck mudding and shit.
Wait, what was his name?
His name was Johnny.
What? Wait, what was the kid's name? Was it Sean? That used to always wear the watch, and he would always he drove like a Lancer. Thought his Lancer was like the coolest Lancer or something. What was that dude's name?
Shane.
Shane, yeah, you introduced me to Shane. Yeah, that was a character.
Yeah, so Johnny, like he would go mudding. So like I wasn't kicking it with too many people at this time. So
yeah.
You know, he would go mudding and we'd chop it up and then he'd be like, hey, you wanna go mudding? I'm like, fuck, I don't know what you're talking about. So we'd get in his Jeep or whatever he was driving and we hit the field by LP and he'd be like just jumping up and down in his truck. And I sat there feeling like I'm gonna lose my life. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, I don't see the point in this. Like, we're just hitting jumps and like you're slamming into the side and shit. Like, no, Johnny, like we're done. So, yeah, I mean, I fit in enough, like where I got in the vehicle with him, but at the time, I mean, it was better than nothing, I guess. Like, I didn't compromise morals though, so I think that's kind of the line. Where's the line? That's always the question. But
yeah, for sure.
I think it's fun. I think part of it too is exploring, right? So as long as you're not sacrificing your morals, you're not sacrificing your beliefs or your values, exploring to see where you fit. I think that's a big part of life too. Like, what if me and Johnny would have clicked up? I'm like, God damn, like mudding is my shit. Like, I want to be a professional mudder. Like, I'd never know that shit without that opportunity. Like, I've thought before too, like, what if I never played football? It's like, what if I was the world's best field goal kicker? I would never know. You know, like, I wouldn't know. Like, I could be 100 millionaire right now because I'm the best field goal kicker. I have no idea. I've never tried to kick a field goal. So I think things like that, dipping your feet per se into different avenues of things to see if you feel like you belong, to see if you're good at it. Same as like tennis and shit. Like, what if I was dope at tennis? I have no fucking idea. You know what I mean? So I think that's good. But then when you feel like, okay, not even I'm not good, but like it doesn't click with you, you don't like it, you don't belong. Some people still want to try to do it because certain people that they wish they belonged with are doing it. You know what I mean?
For sure. I get what you're saying.
What about you?
Well, to that, you know what I mean, to kind of like play on that, there's a lot of kids and stuff that I coached, you know what I mean, for basketball that like they really didn't have like a love for ball like that, you know what I mean? Like you could tell when a kid is actually passionate or cares about something, but I still like would encourage them to like, you know what I mean, like learn this as a skill just so you can play with your friends, you know what I'm saying? Or like make those connections and meet new people and get out there so you don't feel like you're left out. So at least you have a sense of belonging when you're out there like playing with your friends, you know what I mean? You don't have to be the best player, but as long as you're not like the fucking worst and you can't really, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I would encourage them to take it at least serious enough to kind of like learn the stuff that I was trying to teach them, so they can kind of play with their friends. But in college,
But yeah, real quick, that reminds me, like Kobe played soccer, right?
oh,
So
Kobe
Kobe,
played soccer from what they say.
yeah, so he was nice at soccer. He spoke a bunch of different languages, all this shit. But I'm just thinking, like, what you're learning right now, what you're going through, the experiences you have, may make you better at something later on in life.
It's true.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like Kobe's soccer experience, his footwork was immaculate, and I'm sure some of that had to
Crazy.
do with the soccer growing up. You know, so even if soccer wasn't going to be his route, it could still help you on your route. You know,
That's facts.
just taking that opportunity to say that. Go ahead.
That's true. But I don't know, Utah, like out there was a very different place. And I remember my senior year, I ended up getting a white girlfriend, and I paid for that because I would be brought in the office for like no PDA, this and this. My coach took my starting spot away
In hold on, you're talking about in college.
in college. So like my starting spot got taken away basically for that reason. And none of my teammates really stuck up for me. So in that case, like, you know what I mean? I wasn't going to try to fit in with them if they weren't going to have my back with everything that was kind of going on. And the craziest part about it is I was like our second leading scorer, and I was like coming off the bench, and I was getting 8 less minutes a game. So like there's certain situations that when you're put in, like not belonging, it isn't necessarily like a bad thing. You know what I mean? Like I was not about to try to fit in with people that don't have my back. Like if people aren't going to have your back and support you, like definitely don't try to fit in like with that crowd. Like you got to read the signs and read how people like move. You know what I'm saying? I just kept my head down and kept my head in books and just still got through it. Like you got first team all conference coming off the bench. It's wild. And none of my teammates like stuck up for me. And when it happened, and like when the coach announced it, like my coach was fucking surprised. Like I remember his voice even said it. Like his voice was like in first team, oh, Donovan. I was like, motherfucker, yeah, you're playing yourself. You're playing the whole team. Like, and all of you motherfuckers are playing yourself in the way like you're treating me, like acting towards me. So like I don't want to belong to this, like in any way. Like, no way, I'm cool. So
All because you kissed a white girl.
basically.
Did you have to drink from the other water fountain after that?
I'm
fucking with
but
you.
I got hit in the face with a basketball by my coach in practice and never actually really did anything about that. And no one actually stood up for me for that either, which was wild. Like I could have got his ass in like so much trouble, and I just left it alone. I'm like, look, I just need to get the fuck out of here.
Yes, well, and I mean, since you brought up, like, there's going to be times where it's a good thing to not belong. There's also times where you have to belong even when you don't want to belong. So that could be something as serious as like the neighborhood you grow up in, things that you have to do because of parts of groups that you have to belong to because of where you grow up, things you have to do for survival. So there's that place too where, like, I have to belong to this. Like, I have to do this for my own survival. So it's understanding that too.
Yeah.
Just putting that there.
True. That is.
So has COVID played a role in your ability to feel like you belong?
COVID?
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I'm not sure. Like that's kind of a difficult question. Like when COVID hit, I was in my studio and I kind of was just like to myself. You know what I'm saying? And it made dating tougher for sure in LA. You know what I mean? Especially in the beginning, everybody was freaking out. So like,
I remember our conversations. You were an idiot. But
yeah.
go ahead.
But I don't know. Like I know it basically kind of not basically it. I don't know. Everybody's experience with COVID is different because you know what I mean. Like I was a personal trainer. You know what I mean? With kids, bought a basketball hoop, put that shit in the back of my apartment complex. Was still teaching kids. Then I had EDD, and I'm like, it helped me stack my chips. So like, I always felt like I didn't really belong too much in LA anyway. So I really feel like it didn't really have a hindrance, but it helped me to get to the point where I could find the place where I do belong. So it probably helped me out more than it hurt for sure.
Yeah, I feel like personally it helps me. Like obviously all the negativity that's come with COVID, but like when it comes to relating to like belonging, it's helped me. It was like a forced step back, right? Like forced me to not be around people, forced me to reevaluate things, forced me to figure out where it is I want to belong. And I mean, even like me and you've been friends almost 20 years. I don't think we've talked as much as we have these last 2 years ever. You know,
Yeah, facts.
like me and you talk almost daily,
Yeah,
sometimes multiple times a day in the last couple of years. So it strengthened where I do belong, and it's let some shit trickle off that shouldn't have been there in the first place. But like sometimes it takes taking that step back to figure out who you actually are, like where you do belong.
yeah.
Do you feel like social media helps you or hurts you or has no effect on your sense of belonging?
I feel like social media honestly hurts a lot of people because it depends on how they look at it. You know what I mean? They see all the crazy so-called lifestyles, you know what I mean, that people are portraying that they have or they live. So then they're out there trying to fit in or belong to a certain standard that's very not realistic. So I feel like social media um hasn't really affected like my belonging or not belonging to something, but it is a realization that social media is definitely a platform that you can utilize and use to help grow your business. So if you look at it as like that and kind of weed through all the bullshit, like I don't think it's a bad tool, but I feel like it's just used really bad to, I don't know, kind of separate people even more, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I mean, social media groups shit. So if you find that group that you feel like you belong to, then it can be helpful to you.
Yeah.
Like for me, for the most part, it's like here's this group of people who are all into fashion. It's like okay, that's not me. Here's this group of people who's all into like immature shit that's not getting you anything. That's not for me. Here's this group of people with a 5 second attention span. That's not me. Here's this group of people who watch these videos that are clearly fake as fuck, but they're believing them. That's not for me. Like for me, it's made me realize like I don't belong nowhere. Like I have to create my own group to find where I belong, and that's a very small group because like I don't belong with none of you. Like I don't. Not that I'm better. I just it
Social
doesn't.
the different beast. Like, I'm not gonna lie, our world is fucking weird as shit right now. And I feel like there's a lot of weirdos out there doing a lot of weird shit. And I feel like a lot of people that are in the positions of powers are fucking goofballs that shouldn't have the power that they actually have. And that's fucking up the world even more. So I'm kind of like right there with you on that shit. So
Like the shit that's popping, the videos that pop are like Ange was telling me about one of like this woman who like millions of views, and it's like what I eat as a fat person who's not trying to lose weight. Like, okay, what I do as like things that like that's not even productive, but like this is the shit that we're gonna push, and like I don't know, I'm not gonna get into all that, but it's like it's just crazy to me.
we're putting on pedestals like I don't know weird shit. Like in diving into that, like it's cool. I know I don't. Maybe some people are gonna be offended by what I say, but it's kind of like I feel like you should be comfortable in your skin 100%. You know what I mean? In a sense of belonging. I know like there's people that are finding their sense of belonging through like Instagram and you know what I mean, relatable people that are, I guess you could say bigger, you know what I mean, or like obese, overweight, and this, and it's body positive. And I look, I'm happy that you find happiness, but at some point, like it's still a fucking health problem if you can't walk up a flight of stairs and you're dying because you can't walk up a flight of stairs. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't know. Like I want people to be happy. I want happiness for everybody. But then at the end of the day, you kind of gotta look at some stuff and be like, yo, like that's not necessarily healthy.
No, to be normalized. I'm cool. Don't like let's normalize not making fun of big people, right? Like
Oh, fact,
don't be a dick, right?
fact.
But it's not supportive supporting someone to death. Like that's not supportive. If my friend says I want to kill myself and I'm like, hey dog, hey, let me help you out any way I can. I'm not being supportive. You know, being supportive is saying when you need some help, like I'm here for you to help you not do that. A bigger person,
That's fact.
cool. Like love yourself, right? Like love who you are as a big person on your way to health. You know, like don't hate yourself for looking like that. Don't beat
Yeah.
yourself, put yourself down. Don't accept that from anybody, but you should be working towards something healthy.
Yep.
But health isn't unless we're talking mental health, nobody wants to talk about physical health anymore because there's 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 big powers and big companies behind pushing that shit.
That's facts. seriously support them to to death. Hey man, I'm thinking about killing myself. You know what I mean? Oh, I got this bridge. Look, this was perfect
Hey, let me Google that shit for you. Let me show you the best ways.
bridge. Yeah, that shit's crazy, man. We live in a really crazy world.
Fact, it's like I say, like people who are pushing, like whether it's hip hop or whatever type of bullshit music that's getting pushed when the message is bullshit, and people are like, "Oh, you're a hater. Like you don't like that. You're a hater." Like they're preaching hate. For me to not support hate, that like that's the most love. Like you're a fucking hater for pushing hate.
Yeah,
Like I'm not a hater for not supporting hate.
yeah, that's real.
Ass backwards.
Dude, there's so much shit is ass backwards. So I agree with you there.
So life transitions can happen quick, and they can steal your sense of belonging when they happen. So like some of the biggest ones are like high school ending, where you feel like you belong. You have this group of friends. You have this daily routine that you do. People go off to college, or people stay there, and now it's time to work. You're not going to school with them every day, and you can lose that sense of belonging. There's like family loss, or not getting along with family anymore. It's like you don't know where your place is anymore. Losing friends, or people distancing themselves from you. Like sometimes a group that you belong to will pretty much kick you out that group. You know what I mean? So then it's like, okay, well, I don't belong with them. Where do I belong? Wanting to go a different direction than your group, relationships, relocating, like yourself or other people like who are in your group relocating. So how would you handle losing that sense of belonging? Like one day it's just over.
If I'm losing people, like personally, if I'm losing people in my sense of belonging, I'm not gonna look at that as a negative thing because I'm all about growth. So like if I'm losing you, like if we're not communicating anymore, you know what I'm saying? If like we're not talking no more, or like we killed our friendship relation, you know what I'm saying? I'm I'm always looking for growth. I'm always searching for, like, how do I explain it? Like, I'm always trying to grow mentally, you know what I mean? Physically, mentally, everything. So in that case, if we're not clicking anymore and there's no sense of belonging, then I either outgrew you or we just really grew in different directions. But I'm not going to look at that as like a bad thing. You know what I mean? Like, especially if what I'm growing towards is something that really resonates with me and is positive. Like, you should never stop growing. And I understand like a sense of belonging. Like, if you are prioritizing belonging to a certain place and that's hindering your growth, then I feel like that's something you have to give up for sure. Because, like, as people, we should never stop trying to grow. It's like, I don't know, it's like that stupid thing that they tell kids, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? You know what I'm saying? And kids will say, I want to be a firefighter. Well, shit, once you become a firefighter, you have to fight fires. And if you're not trying to, like, get stronger, pay attention to, like, you know what I'm saying, like how fires move, you know what I mean, read certain situations and constantly like better yourself in your profession, then yeah, I feel like you're setting yourself up for failure or something like to happen. You get what I'm saying? Like, you got to do what you set your life out there to become. Like, it doesn't stop. We don't stop growing as human beings. And if you don't love what you do, then I suggest you start hustling on the side, whatever your passion is. Like, you don't
It's
stop.
crazy you say that. It's crazy you say that because it's like it is put to the youth like that. Like, what do you want to be when you grow up? So then, like, once you achieve that goal, if you are one of the people who are lucky enough to know what you want to do when you're fucking 5, and you're asked that question, and then you grow up and you are that firefighter, I feel like we're set up to believe we're done. Like, we're set up to believe, like,
Done.
you accomplish it, you're done. Like, what's the question after that? We're usually not asked that question. So wherever you belong, there should be this push from the group, wherever that is, whether it's your career or the group of friends, whatever. There should be this push to the next level. Like I would never accept you being done. Like, you're 40, 45, 50 years old, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm just done. Like, okay, well, what now?
Like, why though? Like, that's the craziest thing to me. You know what I mean? When people are just like, I don't know, they get into a certain situation, like, yeah, I'm done. Like, I'm done. You're done growing as a person. Like, that's odd to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is. Like, I don't know. I can never see myself falling into a situation and just being done with trying to grow. Like if you're successful, shit, try something new. You know what I mean? Learn a new skill, learn a new trade. Like I don't know, like there's endless knowledge, there's endless shit out there. I feel like that's crazy to me when people are just don't try to grow. But yeah, sense of belonging. Yeah, if I don't feel like I belong, then it's because I feel like I outgrew that situation. This is what it is.
Yeah, you have to trust that thought in your head. You have to trust that voice in your head telling you like this isn't. But a lot of people just keep on beating their head up against that wall because they want so badly to belong. Like the cool kids in school. A lot of the other kids wish they belonged with those cool kids. You know what I mean? You don't because they're assholes. Like most of the time they're assholes. Most of the time like they're clicked up, but like they're quote unquote popular. But you don't realize like it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? But like a lot of people wish that they could be friends with this cool person. So like I feel like having that sense of belonging is necessary throughout all of life, right? Like everybody is looking for that in one way or another. Have you ever tried to help somebody realize they don't belong where they're trying to belong, and how did that go?
Yeah, I could definitely say my ex. If I'm gonna take it back there, she was trying to fit in, and I would always tell her about her friends. I'm like, look, I don't know why you try to fit in with these people that kind of like see you as the clown, like you and your crazy weird, like they're expecting you to be crazy. You know what I mean? Like these aren't your friends. These aren't the people that are gonna have your back when you fall on your face. And I kept trying to tell her over and over again about these people. Didn't click until like everything else went bad. Everything with us went bad. And then when she reached out to them and her situation that she put herself in, and I'm like, look, you're in a bad situation. This isn't going to end well. They don't have your back. And then your friends aren't going to have your back. So you're fucking yourself over. Everything I said actually played out. And then she ended up coming back and staying with me and getting away from all of that, licking her wounds. And then I helped her get back on her feet. And like, seriously, when we were together, she was like, I was broke. You know what I mean? Like broke shit, couldn't really pay a bill. She stressed that caused like tension. Then after everything was over and she came back, she stayed. We never actually got back together, but I was trying to help her because she did look out for me when I had hoop dreams. So I'm like, look, I'll have your back in this situation. You know what I'm saying? So she came back, lived with me, didn't pay a single fucking bill at all, like for like months. You know what I mean? And I helped her get on her feet and then like, all right, like get back out there. But I tried to warn you about these people. Some people are stubborn and they don't want to really take information or open their eyes and see situations that are they're really not good for them. You know what I mean? Like my mom would always tell me, if somebody says something about a person, like, okay, they said something. But if somebody else said something about it, okay, somebody else said something. If multiple people are saying the same thing about a person or a group of people, you kind of got to take a step back and look. You know what I'm saying? And for the people that don't look, like, I don't know. She was one.
Especially if the people in your corner.
Huh?
Especially if those are people in your corner and they're telling you the same thing.
Facts.
Yeah. I think there's been plenty of times I've done it. I give a funny story, though. So I'm working with kids at Boys and Girls Club. It's like 12 years ago. And there's this little 7th grader. And he was a cool little kid. And he would talk to me like about music and stuff. And like he liked underground hip hop. He's a little white kid. He liked underground hip hop, some artists. And he's talking about like somebody was like, oh, how you feel about Lil Wayne? He's like, oh, I hate Lil Wayne. Like I don't like Lil Wayne at all. So like I was like, cool, this is my buddy now, right? Something in common. So then, like, the next week, I remember he was slapping Lil Wayne. And I was like, wait, I thought you didn't like Lil Wayne. And he was like, oh, yeah, no, I like Lil Wayne. Like, that's because they were the cool kids. Like, the group had like, he was trying to fit in with those cool kids who told him to. So it's like, you don't even, like, you've been telling me who you are. And I know you're a kid, you don't know shit. But you've been telling me who you are or what you like. But now trying to fit in with this group, it didn't work. You know, he's in 7th grade. He's going to do what he does.
Yeah.
But people don't want to hear that shit because people want what they want. And if they want to fit in with that group, it's going to be very hard to tell them, like, yo, that's not you. Like, I'm sure you've had people walk up to you like, hey, how's it going, dog? Like, nah, dog. Like, don't come over here talking to me like that. Like, that's not you.
For sure.
Don't approach.
I had a dude. I went to a bar. I was out and this dude walks up and he's like, yeah, he walks up and he goes, "What's up, bro? You guys look like some chillers." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yo, you look like some chillers." I'm like, "What does that mean? Does that mean like non-ignorant black people?" And he goes, I was like, "What the fuck is that supposed to mean?" And he just was like, walked away. It's like, dude, get the fuck out of here. What does that mean? "What's up, bro? You look like some chillers." Like,
I don't know.
yeah. Dude,
My thought always goes to, why are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Like, what's the point? I just don't get it. Like, what was the point of him saying that? What if you were like, yeah, bro, I'm a chiller? Like, now what? Like, are we friends? Like, don't talk to me.
That's weird.
Huh?
I say it's weird. People are weird.
Have you ever had any aha moments? Like you're like, oh man, like this is where I belong. Like this shit feels right.
With people or places?
People, places, situations, things that like you felt like a sense of belonging.
Like when we got together, like we just clicked, and it felt right from the beginning, like from the jump. Like as soon.
Who was that you said?
Huh?
Who was that you said?
JC.
Okay.
Yeah. So from like the get go, from like day one, we actually, because we talked on the FaceTime. We talked for like what 2.5 weeks or something like that before we actually met, and then yeah, and then as soon as we physically met, I was like, oh yeah, like this. For some reason, it was just like a weird energy that I'm like, this just felt right, and I was like, I see myself kind of getting with it. It was just weird. I was like, I see myself with this person, and that's how it happened.
Did you guys? I'm gonna ask right here live. Did you guys online date first? Like have an actual like one of those like dates?
We met on Hinge.
Is that like one of the dating apps?
That was like one of the dating apps, yeah. So like we met on Hinge, and it like obviously it says where you're from, and I was like, Orland? She was like, Orville? I was like, what the fuck are you doing in LA? So then like we already had something in common because we were from like the same place. But I don't know. It just, I don't know, when things feel right, they really feel right.
Yeah, I was going to Bidwell in Chico, 7th and 8th grade. And I remember like I just stopped kicking it with this group that I kicked it with. They were like this group of like, I don't know, like I don't even know what you would call them. White kids, like skater type white kids. You didn't have a lot of options going to school in Chico, right? Like from where I was, there was like maybe 10 black people in the whole school. And then so 8th grade, this black kid started going to the school. And we kicked it, we played basketball once, and I was like, holy shit, like this just feels right. Like it was a click. Like from then on, like that day, we just kicked it throughout the rest of the year until we moved on. But yeah, like there's those situations where you're like, wait a minute, I never fit in over there for a reason. Not saying because they're white, but like there was a reason I didn't fit over there.
Yeah.
And then this game, there was a mutual thing here, and like it just felt right. Like you gotta trust that.
When it comes to, I guess if you're looking at like I guess race, you know what I'm saying? Like I've kind of had I don't know, I've had like a lot of different situations, you know what I mean? Like I went to like literally damn near an all white school. You know what I mean? The elementary school in Citrus. There was like me and like Christopher and maybe like 2 other people, you know what I mean? So it was like 4 black kids in the whole damn school. And it was different. But then when I went to Orville, you know what I mean? Like when I went to Central, like all I was around was like all the other black kids, but I never felt like, I didn't feel like I fit in at Central, and I didn't feel like I fit in really like 100% when I was in Central. So like I've always kind of been trying to like find my spot, because like I don't know, like I guess I've always been a black person that kind of doesn't really fit molds. Like I dirt bike, snowboard, camp, fish, anything in nature like I do. But then you get what I'm saying.
I do. I was actually just talking to Angie about this. Like black culture, I'm not gonna go on a long rant. Black culture, African American culture is just this made up bullshit. So it's like when people say things like do it for the culture, I'm with you, but at the same time, I'm not with you when you're talking cultures, all negative black stereotypes. Which that's what we're told we have to be, that, right? So like if you're around black people in Oroville, a lot of us have bought into those stereotypes. So it's like all the way over here, like black stereotypes is we have to be ignorant. Like, no, we don't. Like, it's fucking bullshit. Like, everything that we're taught that we are or we have to be is all self-defeating bullshit. So to fit in with most people who have believed, like, bought into that, not to say all black people believe in that, but the groups who have believed in that or bought into that, it's not going to be nothing but drama. It's not going to be nothing but self-defeating bullshit. When you try to take steps away from that, it's like, oh, you're trying to step towards acting white? Like no, come back over here and be accepted by the bullshit that they fed us as, like, this toxic bullshit that we have to fit into is African-American culture. Like fuck that. Like, that's not even, you know what I mean? Like, we don't have a culture besides the one we created. It's not like there's this thing we go back to.
That's facts. Like, I don't know. That's a I feel like that's a different conversation.
That's a way different conversation. It's a long conversation.
For sure.
So what's the best way for someone, I'm almost done here. What's the best way for someone to find their sense of belonging? If they feel like they don't belong anywhere, like, what would you tell somebody, or what would you think is the best way for someone to find
be
that
yourself and be open? You know what I mean? Like, if you don't really like something or fuck with something, then, like, don't go that direction. You know what I mean? Just because people are going that direction, like, be true to yourself and who you are, and be open at the same time of, like, whatever, like, is coming your way, or energy is coming your way. If it doesn't resonate with you, it doesn't resonate with you. It doesn't mean you have to stick with something, but you never know, like, where you're going to find your groove, how you're going to find your groove, or where you're going to, you know what I mean, find the place that you really belong and you fit in. So definitely stay true to yourself and stay open is my best advice.
Yeah, unplug from those stereotypes.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I believed wholeheartedly growing up, and I don't know what introduced me to the thought, but I believed wholeheartedly growing up, for me to be black, I couldn't like mayonnaise, right?
You couldn't like
wholeheartedly. I couldn't like mayonnaise.
Oh, I hate mayonnaise.
I hate mayonnaise too. But do I hate it, or is it only because I've been programmed to believe that because I'm black?
Mayonnaise, that shit is nasty. I don't like mayonnaise. I don't like mustard. I don't like,
nope.
Ew, no, hell, like, neither. It just tastes nasty. And, like, people, black people eat spread. Nigga, I don't eat spread either. Like, I'm no. Yeah.
No, see, but listen here. Like, it feels weird for me to say what I'm about to say. I don't like collard greens. I'm supposed to.
Really?
I know I'm supposed to. But, like, that's the weird shit.
You must have not. You got to eat grandma's collard greens. You better.
I've had your grandma's collard greens. I'm not with it. Great collard greens, for collard greens. It's not my thing. It's a texture. I don't like the wet shit.
See?
It's a texture.
I feel it. I don't know.
But I'm saying, like, I'm supposed to. You know what I mean? It's like that type of shit. It's very hard to find where you belong as a human being for you yourself when you're trying to fit into these boxes that everybody else has told you have to fit in. Fuck mayonnaise. Still fuck mayonnaise. But if I wanted to eat mayonnaise, I will eat it. You know what I mean? Like, but it's that sense of have to. You know what I mean? I have to hate this. I have to like this. I've eaten collard greens on plenty of occasions when I was younger because I felt like I had to, and I had to like this shit. And I had to look at the white kids like, yeah, nigga, it's great. It's not.
God, I don't know. I like collard greens. And I don't know. They say all black people like chicken. That's not true. They say all black people can dance. no enough black people that can't dance. God damn it.
Who doesn't like chicken?
There's some people that don't eat meat.
No, I know, but I mean, like, come on now. Everybody likes chicken.
Yeah, there's people that don't eat meat. You can't say that for everybody. You can't speak for everybody.
Everybody who eats meat likes chicken.
Planet that does not like chicken. Physically does not like the texture. Physically does not like the smell or the taste. Like, I guarantee there's a clan. Look it up. Chicken haters.
I'm sure there's a clan.
Go for it.
It doesn't eat chicken.
Yep. Look it up on Instagram. Once we get off.
No.
Chicken haters of America.
No. What I'm saying is there's these boxes we're told we have to go in. And for you to not, like, if you feel like you don't belong somewhere, you're looking for your sense of belonging, you have to throw all that shit out the window. I don't care if you're a black dude who wants to have a mohawk and paint that shit red and go skinny dipping, and I don't know what the fuck people do other than me. But whatever the hell weirdo shit that other people are doing, if that feels right, then it feels right. Like, you have to get out those fucking boxes. You have to stop saying, oh, I've been told I have to be this. And that's how you're going to find that sense of belonging. And still fuck mayonnaise, though. That shit's disgusting. But it's not, maybe it's because I was told to not like it. I do make a bomb, I'll tell you. I make a bomb sriracha mayo. Mayo is a base.
when you
I'll have that.
listen, when you mix it in together with stuff, I can tolerate it because I know mayonnaise in it's in a lot of secret sauces. You know what I mean? That I know Burger Hut, their secret sauce has mayonnaise in it, and that shit is.
Open your eyes, Donovan. Open your eyes. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Keep your. When we're on here, new rule: keep your eyes open.
Burger Hut sounds so good right now. Like that sounds so good. I'm hungry. For sure. That shit sounds fire. Most people are like, what the Burger Hut? They don't know.
They don't know. But I don't like any sauce like that though. Like the only sauce I like is like I like ketchup, I like barbecue sauce. That's about it. Like I don't like secret sauce. I don't like none of that shit.
You don't like Chick-fil-A sauce?
Never had Chick-fil-A.
Oh, it's good. Chick-fil-A sauce is good. I can't.
I don't like sauces though. I don't like sauces.
Yeah, it's worth a try if you like barbecue sauce.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say that like, and belonging will change, like through time. You can't be too stuck in no, this is who I am.
Yeah,
to grow out of it.
That's growth. That's what I'm saying. Like as people should, they keep growing. So if people don't grow with you, then sometimes you have to let people, places, situations, groups, whatever. You got to let them go to better yourself.
Yeah, but not even just outside of you, but I'm talking about you yourself. Like sometimes where you feel like you belong. Oh, I'm a gamer. This is what I do. Sometimes you're gonna outgrow that, and then you have to try to grow to something else so you don't feel like you lost your identity. Because a lot of people do that. Like me growing up and kids that I've worked with is like my identity growing up. You know this. Like I was the alcoholic. I was the angry one. I was the one that was supposed to be just like getting into some shit. I was supposed to be a badass kid. Like that was my belonging. You know, if you try to take that shit from me without replacing it with something, like fuck you. Like you're not gonna just strip away my whole identity. You know what I mean? So it's trying to learn like that you can belong other places and learn to outgrow shit that's not serving you and belong somewhere positive.
Feel it.
Word. Cool. So we learned today, don't kiss white women in Utah. If you're black, you'll get benched and have to use the other water fountain. Mm-hmm. We also learned that you took a shower in pants, which is fucking hilarious, and I'm never letting you live that down. How have I known you this long? Jeans?
Yeah, they were jeans.
This nigga took a shower in jeans.
It was, listen, I got in the shower and I forgot they were on, so like it wet the whole leg. I took them off, but like.
You forgot they were on.
Nigga, I was high, okay?
I hear you. Nigga, meth doesn't do that to people. They take their pants off first.
It was with white people.
That's the answer. I feel it. I feel like you can justify anything with that. If that's your last statement, hey, nigga, really, you got naked and robbed that house? I was with white people. Like, okay. All right.
I will say though, like, yeah, that can trick, that was crazy.
I was a freshman and I went with a friend to his house at lunch. And him and his mom were smoking weed. And that shit blew my mind because like he's sitting there with smoking weed and they're smoking out of a can. And like she was trying to sleep with me and get me to smoke with her. And I was like, this shit is fucking crazy. Like, people are crazy. First time I've ever seen the can trick. I've seen the apples.
Sounds like a movie.
No, I didn't do it, though, just so everybody knows. I didn't do it. I was like, no, your mom's weird.
That's what he says on camera. Wait till we get off there.
Let me shut this bitch off. I'm going to call you and let you know I didn't sleep with her. All right?